Welcome everyone. Happy Monday. So glad you could join me for Sunset Yoga Flow. I'm not gonna be doing anything too crazy, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You should feel good after class, stretched out, a little bit warmed up. So thanks for joining me today. We're gonna get started in child's pose, back of the mat. Big toes together to touch, knees out nice and wide. And before you get settled in, we're going to be moving around our mat just a little bit. So if you'd like to place one of each of your supports, one at the back of your mat, one at the front of your mat, in case you want to use it later. Close your eyes here, your child's pose. Roll the forehead side to side. Start to let go of any thoughts that don't serve you today. Any expectations, anticipation. As we remember, the point of our yoga practice today is our breath, letting it guide us from asana to asana. Moving into that Ujjayi breath, nice full inhales through the nose. Longer, slower exhales through the nose. Feeling that deep constriction in the back of the throat, both on the inhale and on the exhale. That nice, deep, audible breath. Take 3 more rounds here as you let your body just sink into the mat. Relax the jaw, remove the tongue from the roof of the mouth when you roll it around. Relax the eyebrows. Take a nice full inhale here, lengthen through the fingertips. As you breathe out, walk your hands over to the right. Lengthening out through the left side body. Fingertips reaching away from the sit bones. If you have any tightness in your shoulders from working at home, you can go ahead and lift the left arm up off your mat. Should get into your shoulder girdle, giving you a little bit more of a stretch here. On your next breath in, walk back through center. As you exhale, over to the left. Again, taking the variation of your choice. Actively lifting that right arm up. If you'd like to get into the shoulder. Walk the hands back through center. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, rise up to tabletop. Bringing the knees, hips width distance apart. Toes can be tucked under or flattened into the mat. Spread the fingertips out nice and wide here. Take 2 rounds of Ujjayi breath as you center yourself, nice neutral spine. And then come into your cat-cows. Inhaling as you arch the sit bones and shoulders to the sky, gaze up. Exhale, chin to chest, round through the shoulders. Inhale, arch. Heart going forward. Exhale, round belly to spine. Continuing at your own pace. Taking any movements that feel good to you in the spine. Again, if you feel tightness in the shoulders, press the sit bones back towards the heels. Almost like going into a puppy pose variation on your exhales. Take 2 more rounds before meeting back in a neutral spine. Gazing slightly forward rather than backing down. Lengthening from the sit bones to the crown of the head. Reach your right leg back behind you. Hips nice and even. And if you feel steady, reach that left arm out in front of you. We come into bird dog. Inhale, lengthen, fingertips to toes. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, curl in. Continuing, using your Ujjayi breath. So bringing that deep constriction into the back of the throat. On your next breath in, pause, hold here, lengthening out. See if you can lift a little higher. Then release back to tabletop. Switching sides, left leg reaches out nice and long behind you. Find that neutral spine, belly engaged. And then reach the right arm out. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, curl in. Continuing your bird dogs. Really expanding on the inhales. Drawing the belly button towards the spine on the exhales. Next breath in. Holding. Lengthening fingertips to toes. See if you can lift a little higher. Release down to tabletop. Curl the toes under if they're not there already. Move the palms forward. So we come into our first downward facing dog. Bring those hips up towards the sky. Take a few breaths here to warm up your down dog. Maybe pedal out the feet. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. Doing what feels good to you as you warm up the back side of the body. Then eventually finding stillness here. Heels reaching down towards the earth. Perfectly fine if they don't meet. Mine almost never do in my first down dog of the practice. Really try and lengthen through the backs of the shoulder blades as you press the torso towards the top of the thighs. Nice full inhale through the nose here. Longer, slower exhale through the nose. Inhale, press your weight to your tippy toes, gaze forward. Exhale, bend in the knees, hop, step, block. Top of your mat, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway to lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, Samasthita, hands to heart center. Pause here for 2 cycles of breath as you set your intention. I invite your intention to be today to focus on your Ujjayi breath. What if that doesn't feel right for your practice? Go with that. After we set our intention, we'll start to warm up the body, going through Surya Namaskara B. Breath to movement. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit down nice and low. Inhale, pause, hold here. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Halfway to lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to high plank. Flow through your vinyasa. Inhale, shift 2 inches forward. Exhale, chaturanga, option to drop to the knees. Inhale, upward facing dog, option for low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Inhale, 3-legged dog, right leg rises. Exhale, sweep it through, back toes 45 degrees. Inhale, rise up. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, plant the palms, high plank pose. Flow through your vinyasa once more. Inhale, 3-legged dog, left leg rises. Exhale, sweep it through, rotate the back toes. Inhale, rise up, warrior 1. Exhale, plant the palms, high plank pose. Another vinyasa. Taking the variation of your choice or choosing to skip vinyasas altogether. Just meet back in downward facing dog. Inhale, press your weight into your tippy toes, gaze forward. Exhale, bend in the knees, hop, step, walk. Top of your mat, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit down nice and low. So sweep those arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastiti. Legs. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway to lift. Plant the palms, sit back to high plank. One more vinyasa, meeting back in our downward facing dog. Getting our blood flowing, getting nice and warmed up here. Meet back in our downward facing dog as we take 2 cleansing breaths together. Nice full inhale through the nose. Audible exhale through the mouth. Once more, nice full inhale here. Take 1 more sip of air. Exhale, let it go. Sealing the lips. Inhale, 3-legged dog, right leg rises. Exhale, knee to nose, round through the spine. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, right knee, right tricep. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, left tricep. Cross the body. Inhale, draw the knee through center. Still in that high plank pose. Exhale, plant the foot. Back toes 45 degrees. Inhale, rise up. Warrior 1. Finding a nice long stance here. Your Warrior 1 pose should be just as long as your Warrior 2. A nice deep bend into that front knee. Pinky edge side of the back toes. Coming down into the ground. Roll the shoulder blades down the back. Two more cycles of breath here. Bringing our arms into eagle pose. Draw that left arm underneath the right. Wrap the forearms around each other. Bringing the hands together to touch. Or the backs of the hands if that's a little too tight for you. Always an option to bring your hands to opposite shoulders. If you're tight here, go ahead and draw the forearms to be parallel with the shoulders as you roll the shoulder blades down the back. Take a nice full inhale here. Square the torso forward. Exhale, humble warrior variation. Draw that right shoulder to the inside of the right knee. Continuing to press down through the pinky edge side of the back foot, drawing that front knee close to the shoulder. Belly fully engaged here. See if you can bring the fingertips a little further away from that back foot, really opening up through the shoulders here. One more round of breath. Release the fingertips down to the ground. Rotate the back heel so it's off the mat. Inhale, sweep the right arm up overhead, coming into a crescent lunge twist. Drawing that right hip back, left hip forward. That back leg is nice and straight here. The back of the thigh is actively pushing up towards the ceiling, fully engaged. You can always take the modification to drop the knee down to the mat if you need a little bit of extra support. Wherever you're at, lengthen up through the right fingertips. Nice full inhale through the nose. As you exhale through the nose, bring the right hand to the inside of the foot, coming into a lizard's pose. Holding here for just a few cycles of breath, you may be staying up onto the palms. Knee and toes in one line. Back knee stays lifted for an added bit of strength. Finding that Ujjayi breath in this stretchy position. Bring the right foot to the back of the mat, meeting the left in our high plank pose as you flow through your vinyasa, meeting back in downward facing dog. Hips lifted up towards the sky. Maybe the heels are a little closer to the earth. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg rises. Exhale, knee to nose, round through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, cross the body, right tricep. Inhale, draw the knee through center, still in high plank. Exhale, plant the foot, back toes rotate 45 degrees. Inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. Remembering to take that nice long stance. If you're having trouble squaring your hips towards the top of your mat, you can always step your right foot out to the side a little bit more, widening your stance. This should enable you to open up a little bit more. Drawing that left hip back, right hip forward. Crown of the head reaches up towards the sky. Find your strength here in your warrior one pose as you sink a little deeper. Coming into eagle pose, arms on this side, right arm comes underneath, or the opposite arm of whatever you just did. Either way is fine. Bringing the forearm in the same height as the shoulder. Bring the fingertips away from the face. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, humble warrior variation. Drawing the body on the inside of that left leg. Shoulder hugged in nice and close to the knee. Reach the fingertips away. Keeping the belly engaged. Continue that Ujjayi breath. You can always tuck the chin in towards the chest, making that a little bit easier on the inhales. Two more cycles of breath here. Release the fingertips down to the ground. Rotate to the ball mount of the back foot. Inhale as you sweep the left arm overhead. Twisted crescent lunge. Scissoring the legs together. As you open up a little more. Twisting through the upper body. See if you can lift that right hip a little higher. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, lizard pose, both hands to the inside of the left foot. Keeping that back leg nice and long here. Three more rounds of breath. Start to rise up onto the fingertips. Walk your hands through center towards the middle of your mat. Toes come to follow as you set up for Prasarita. Slightly pigeon-toed here. Inhale, halfway to lift, flat spine. Exhale, fold forward, bringing the crown of the head down towards the earth. Taking the arm variation of your choice, whatever feels good for you. Maybe reaching for the outsides of the feet, wrapping your peace sign fingers around your big toes. Wherever you're at, use each inhale to lengthen through the spine, and each exhale to fold a little bit deeper. Bringing the hands directly underneath the shoulders. Inhale, halfway to lift, flat spine. Exhale, reach the right arm up overhead. Take a twist. Equal weight into the pinky edge side of both feet as you twist through the upper body. Gazing up towards your right fingertips if it feels okay on the neck. Weight still in the ball mount of the feet. Exhale as you release the right hand to the ground. Inhale as you sweep the left arm up overhead. Making sure that your weight isn't dipping to one side or the other. Micro bend into the knees. You feel tightness in the hamstrings. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, fold forward. Crown of the head reaching down. Inhale, halfway to lift. Exhale, walk your hands towards your right foot. Rotate your toes towards the back edge of your mat. Shorten your stance for pyramid pose. Back toes slightly turned out. Draw that right hip back, left hip forward, squaring off. Inhale as you lengthen here. Exhale as you fold forward. Maybe bringing hands to your support or down to the earth. Back leg is nice and long. No bend into the knee. If your heel's lifting off your mat, go ahead and shorten your stance just a little bit. Always feel free to have a micro bend into that front knee. And then try to relax through the neck rather than holding the head up. I know some of you I teach in person. You're always lifting your neck up here. No need to cause extra stress. Just let it hang heavy. All of your work in your lower body. If you're using your support, bring it to the inside of the right foot. Place your left hand directly next to your foot. Inhale as you sweep the right arm overhead for revolved triangle pose. Continuing to draw the right hip back, twist into the upper body. Gazing up towards the fingertips if it feels okay on the neck. And then option to stay here or to come into revolved Ardha. Hands stay exactly as they are as the left leg rises towards the sky. Hips continue to point down towards the earth. Nice and straight through that top left leg. Micro bend in the standing leg is perfectly fine. See if you can open a little more through the torso. And then meet back in our pyramid pose, releasing the fingertips and the left foot back down to the ground. Walk your hands through center towards the side of the mat. Rotate into pyramid pose on the left side. So back toes slightly turned out. Short stance about 3 feet apart. Inhale, halfway to lift. Exhale, fold forward. Again, bringing your hand to that support if you need it. Relaxing through the upper body, including the neck. Eventually the nose meets the shin. And be prepared to come into revolved triangle. Bring that support to the inside of the left foot if you know you'd like to use it, planting the right palm here. Inhale as you sweep the left arm up towards the sky. Taking the twist in the torso, hips still pointed down. Gazing up if possible. Would you like to come into revolved Ardha? Keep that right palm to the ground. Maybe micro bend into the left knee as you kick the right leg up towards the sky. Continuing to twist through the upper body. Two more rounds of breath here. And then releasing back to our pyramid pose. Bringing everything back down to the earth. Walk your hands back through center once more. Toes come to follow. This time, toes pointed out, heels pointed in. Release the sit bones towards the earth for Malasana Yogi Squat. Sitting on a block. If your heels are lifting off the earth, or you'd like a little bit of support, bringing the hands to heart center here. Lengthening through the spine. Maybe rock side to side if that feels good for you. I knew I was gonna regret turning the fireplace on today. I'm sweating, and I don't want to be. From here, we're gonna take a twist, so release the right hand down to the earth, left arm reaches up towards the sky. You might feel a little bit more open here if you'd like to go ahead and try and come into a bind, wrapping that right arm around the right shin. Left hand meets the right. Continue to keep your sit bones squared as you press your knees away from each other, activating the inner thighs. Left shoulder draws back. Releasing here, bring the hands back to center. Rock side to side. And then switching sides. Left fingertips come down to the earth. Right arm reaches. Option to stay here. Perfectly fine. Or coming into that bind, left hand wraps around the leg. Right hand meets the left. Drawing that right shoulder back. Continuing to draw the knees away from each other. Releasing here, Malasana. Hands come to heart center. Take one nice full inhale here. Audible exhale through the mouth. Release the fingertips down to the earth. Sit bones come up towards the sky. Heel toe the feet to be hips width distance apart. You can rotate yourself to face the top of your mat if you're not there already. So you come into ragdoll pose. Reach for opposite elbows. Head hangs nice and heavy. Sway side to side. Taking one more cleansing breath here. Nice full inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it all go. Release the grip on the elbows. Inhale, halfway to lift, flat spine. Exhale, pull forward. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, Tandasana, mountain pose. Hands by the side, palms face forward. Coming into a little bit of balance here. Round down through all four corners of the left foot. Bring the right foot to the inside of the shin or the upper thigh, but never on the knee. If you're trying to bring your foot up nice and high on the inner thigh, and it's slipping, you can always hold it here with your right hand. Knee coming directly out to the side. Press your foot into your standing leg into your foot. Taking the arm variation of your choice. One more cycle of breath here. Without bringing your foot down to the earth, come into one-legged Tandasana. Knee coming directly from the hip, flexing through the right toes. Perfectly fine to stay here if you'd like to take one more twist. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, twist over to the right, over that knee. Gazing back towards the right fingertips. Fully engaged in the left side of the body. Make sure you're not dumping over to the side. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, Tandasana, mountain pose. Roll out that left ankle in one direction and then the other. Preparing to come to the other side, ground down through all four corners of the right foot. Lift up through the kneecap, and then come into tree pose. Taking the variation of your choice, as long as you're not resting your foot on your knee. Stay nice and active through that standing leg. Squeeze the thigh, squeeze the glute as you press that leg into the left foot. And then take the arm variation of your choice. So you might be right leg dominant. This might be a little bit easier for you. So if it is, go ahead and give yourself a challenge. Rather than looking down, maybe gaze up towards the ceiling or even close the eyes. If you fall out of the pose from closing your eyes, just come back into it. Two more rounds of breath here. And then without bringing that foot down to the earth, come into your one-legged Tandasana. Flexing through the left toes. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, take a twist over to the left, gazing back if possible. Inhale back through center. Exhale, Tandasana, mountain pose. Close the eyes here. Come back to that Ujjayi breath, back to that stillness, maybe your intention. On your next inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway to lift, flat spine. Exhale, plant the palms, high plank. Flow to our last vinyasa of the practice. Notice how the first down dog and one of your last down dogs of the practice feel different. If you're like me, my heels are now touching the earth. My shoulders feel a little more open. The pose feels a little more peaceful and less strenuous. As you breathe in, reach your right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, sweep it through, setting up for your half pigeon pose. Shin parallel with the short edge of the mat, or heel drawing in towards the left hip. Staying nice and even through the hips. If you have a gap underneath the right sit bones, you can always place your support here. Making sure you're not rolling over to that right side. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward, coming into sleeping half pigeon pose. Even once you settle down onto your mat, make sure you're not dumping over towards the right side. For me personally, a full block is just too large to place under my sit bone, but when I'm upstairs practicing in my bedroom, sometimes I'll place a blanket or a pillow underneath the sit bone. Just giving you that little bit of extra support. Holding here for 3 more rounds of breath. Pressing back up onto the palms. Curl the back toes under, knee lifts up. Send your right foot back to meet your left. Then hips up high in downward facing dog. Our last down dog of the practice. So see if you can lift those hips a little higher. Lengthen through the torso a little more. Next breath in, lift that left leg towards the sky. Exhale, set up for your half pigeon pose. Taking a variation that feels good to you. Lengthen on your inhale. Fold forward on your exhale. Again, staying even through the hips. So as we start to cool down in our practice, this is a great time to focus on that Ujjayi breath. Maybe you lost it when we were balancing on one foot or taking those twists. That's perfectly fine. It doesn't mean that you should give up on it for the practice. These slower moments are the best time to come back to it, especially as we're down on our mats. You can start to unwind your body and your mind. The slower and deeper your breaths are here, the more your muscles will relax. One more nice full inhale through the nose. Longer, slower exhale through the nose. Rising the torso back up. Release over onto the left sit bones. Sweep your legs out in front towards the front edge of your mat. To prepare for a seated forward fold, remove the flesh from the sit bones away to ground down. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, drawing the torso towards the top of the thighs. So take a bend into the knees in order to have them contact. You can always bring your support behind the feet, giving yourself a little bit of extra length. Use your breath here. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, crown of the head coming towards the tops of the feet. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. vertebrae at a time. Head rises last. Bring your arms back out in front of you, shoulder height. Our last little bit of effort here as we roll down one vertebrae at a time, engaging the core. The lower you go, the slower you release down. Eventually, everything falls down to the mat. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Hug them in tight here. Rock side to side, draw circles on the ceiling. Whatever feels good for your body. Release your grip on your shins. Draw your right leg on top of your left, coming into eagle pose legs. Drop your legs over towards the left side of your mat. If this supine twist feels too intense for you in your eagle pose, you can always release. Just bring the right knee on top of the left. Your right shoulder's lifting up off the earth. You can always use something to place underneath it. Gazing over the right shoulder. Using your breath here with each exhale. Try and twist a little deeper. And maybe release a little bit of tension. Letting gravity just naturally twist you. As you let go of whatever you're holding on to in the legs. Maybe even taking cleansing breath, those audible exhales, to help let anything go. Unwrap the legs, draw them through center, rock side to side. So you draw both knees into the chest. When you're ready, switching sides, left leg wraps around the right. Release your legs towards the right side of your mat, gazing over the left shoulder. Again, if this is too intense for you, release your wrap, left knee draws on top of the right. Letting your exhale sink you deeper and deeper into your twist. Any thoughts start to creep into your mind, just let them go with each exhale. Release your twist, come back through center. Coming the legs up the wall, flexing through the feet, bottom of the feet going up towards the ceiling. Keep tightness in the hamstrings, you can micro bend into the knees. Option to stay here, come into cloud pose, drawing the toes back behind the head. toes don't quite meet the earth. Wherever you're at, stay nice and long and active through those legs. Don't just let them hang out here. Feel a nice stretch, not only in the back through the spine, but into the hamstrings. Three more rounds of breath here. Then slowly release out of cloud pose the same way you came into it, using your hands as support. Legs are nice and active as you roll down one vertebrae at a time, meeting back and legs up the wall. And relaxing through the feet. Letting your legs come into a simple inversion. Take a bend into the knees, draw them in towards the chest. Rock side to side, give them one final squeeze before we come into our final resting pose. Shavasana, legs out nice and long, arms by the side. I'll be holding Shavasana here with you tonight. As you let go of any control over your muscles, let go of any control over the breath, letting it flow freely here. Bringing your body and mind to stillness. Option to stay here in your Shavasana as long as you'd like. but I'll be guiding you out of the posture. So if you're ready to come out, start to wiggle the fingertips, wiggle the toes, roll out the ankles, the wrists. Reach the arms up overhead, full body stretch. And draw the knees in towards the chest, roll over to your favorite side. So pause here for a moment. If you feel ready, press into the palm, rise to a seated position, keeping the eyes closed. Take a nice full inhale through the nose, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you so much for letting me guide you through your yoga flow today. I hope to see you soon. Namaste.